that was hard. But I remember Jurgen saying at the time, we'll be back. And damned if we weren't.
Klopp now had the Premier League in his sights. The target was to overcome incumbent champions Manchester City, who'd broken the 100-point barrier for the first time the previous season. What ensued was one of the greatest battles in sporting history.
Sterling to Sané! Sané!
Liverpool lost just one game all season, but it was against City, who went on to win the league by a single point on the final day.
Manchester City are there, Premier League champions once more.
To finish the end of the season on 97 points and not win the league, in fact lose it by 1 point to Manchester City, is incredible.
Yeah, it was obviously bitterly disappointing to have such an incredible season, but just to come up short was hard to take.
I enjoyed every bit of it, and I know that after the Wolves game, our last game of the season, that I wanted to at least be there again with the same amount of points and win the league.
Solace did come in the Champions League. The big European nights were back, and now there was one that topped them all.
We came into Anfield in the semi-finals against Barcelona down 3-0. To come back was an extraordinary experience.
Well, we all know that magic happens at Anfield. European nights are just different at Anfield than any other place.
Everybody was like crazy. That's one of the best games maybe in the history of football.
The final was an all-English affair in Madrid. After the season they'd had, it was almost unthinkable that Liverpool would finish it empty-handed.
We were having dinner before the game. And I was saying I was me, Dejan, Bobby, Ali, Verge, some big group, and Genie, and we were talking like, we cannot lose 2 finals in a row. It just doesn't work. If you lost the Champions League, that no one will remember you, because in the end you win nothing. You didn't win the Premier League, you didn't win the Champions League 2 years in a row. It was crazy. It was too much pressure, to be honest.
Origi, left-footed shot!
I was never more relaxed in a final than in this one. Okay, maybe because I lost so many, I don't know, but it was absolutely great what the boys did that night.
It's been a long wait for Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool to find success, but they've got there in the end, and they've got there with the biggest trophy of all.
To finally get over the line was an amazing feeling. Of course, relief was in there as well, but the lads deserved it, you know, and it was a matter of time.
You know, winning the Champions League is a dream come true, I think, for all of us, for every football player, every young player that's out there.
I'll never forget Klopp on the bus for the celebrations. I thought he was going to throw himself off at some point. It was wonderful to see just that sheer happiness.
The place was jumping, but Liverpool stood still. They made no signings of note. There was a belief and confidence that the squad was good enough and consistent enough to end that 30-year wait.
In the beginning of the season, you want to win it so bad. You want to achieve something for the club, which was the main target with the Premier League.
Can Liverpool become the champions of England again? Now that is becoming an age-old question. Origi, 4-0. Oh, that's a cracker of a cross. Brilliant Salah.
When you beat Man City, it gives you more confidence as well that you beat the champion.
We've had the odd game or two where we've not been brilliant, and we're still winning.
The outcome always seems to be the same. Liverpool win.
And this machine that was Liverpool was just rolling and rolling and rolling. I think by December the players knew that they were going to win the league.
Alexander Arnold, it's gone!
I think consistency comes from mentality. When you keep winning, then there's no reason to change.
We have a saying that's all that we use is that we defend together and we attack together, and that's the mentality throughout the team.
God, such a good team at the minute.
Sama charges towards him to score!
I was excited after the goal, and the celebration from the fans was crazy, and it was really special for everybody.
And there we were, like all these points ahead, easily, and then
Coronavirus is the biggest threat this country has faced for decades.
The virus can be passed from human to human.
You must stay at home.
Sport has simply never seen anything quite like this.
Event after event being cancelled the world over.
And that ultimately this season has to be simply abandoned.
People say they cancel the league, some people just say no, you cannot play anymore. It was stress somehow, and everybody maybe started panicking, but I was home, enjoying the time with the family, and I didn't have that time before, so I was using it to enjoy it.
Football fans everywhere felt the pain of lockdown. But Liverpool's fans and players had the extra anxiety of wondering if, after all this time, the title was going to be snatched from their grasp.
it would have been awful, one, to have it void, but it wouldn't have been the same if people had just said, well, you can have it.
It was tough as well for you to think after that long season and after that years, they're gonna cancel the Premier League again. That's bad.
Years of turmoil, of agony, of underachieving, of hope, and of desperately wondering when, if ever, it was going to happen again.
Liverpool are almost there. They will be champions if Manchester City fail to win at Chelsea tomorrow.
The manager obviously organised for us to watch it all together, which, looking back, was a very good decision. In the 90th minute, I was still watching. I just wanted the whistle to go because I'd been so close so many times before that you just never know what can happen in football. So when that final whistle went and we became champion, it was an incredible feeling and very emotional for all of us.
Liverpool's 30-year wait comes to an end today.
To lose a teammates in that time is something special.
Liverpool have become the Premier League champions. They've won their first English top-flight title since 1990.
It's strange, of course, because you can't celebrate it with the fans, but I think the feeling of looking back and think what I've achieved in my career so far, I think that feeling would probably be the same, but the celebration obviously would be totally different.
I cried a lot that night, which I don't do a lot, but obviously I realized in that moment how much it meant to me as well, and what's big is big and will be big forever.
Premier League is the most difficult league in the world and the most difficult challenge.